We've all heard knowledge is power. But if that's the case, then why aren't those professors that can name hundreds of scientific facts and historical facts all rich and powerful? It's because knowledge is not power. Wisdom is power. And we're about to dive into what is wisdom, how to use it so you can get the maximum results in any areas you want in your life while putting in the minimum effort that it needs to create those results and minimizing what it costs to get those results. So first, if wisdom is power, what is wisdom? Wisdom is simply knowledge plus action. Knowing how to get the results that you want to get and then taking the actions to create those results. And in the last video, we already covered how to get so motivated that you just want to take action all day. So make sure to check out the motivation video, which once again is the third biggest thing I see stopping people from getting the results they want to get. So that way you will feel that fire and that drive to be willing to take all the actions you need to take. But going back to the knowledge component of wisdom, not all knowledge is created equal. You see, the value of knowledge is determined by how much results it creates. How big of an impact does it have? How big of a range of areas does it affect? The more of an impact, the greater the range that knowledge affects, the more potential for power that knowledge has. And you will hear me say this over and over again. You don't need to be smart to be rich. All you need is to know at least one thing that creates wealth and then take the actions to create the wealth through that thing. And one thing that all of the wealthiest people in the world who created the wealth themselves value highly is productivity, which simply means the results you create, how much results you create, the outputs that you create, minus what it costs to make that happen. And when I say cost, of course that means money, but it also means time and effort. And essentially, productivity is maximizing the results you're getting while minimizing what it costs to create those results. And this is going to sound crazy, but many of the people I follow, subscribe to, and successful people that I study or have been mentored by say that only about 5% of people have a clear idea of what they need to do in their life to create the results that they want. AKA, what goals do I need to hit over the course of my life, over the course of the next 10 years, this year, this month, and this week? Most people don't know what they need to do to create the results they want to have. Essentially, that starts with figuring out an idea of where you want to go long term and then breaking it down into steps so that every single year, month, and week, and even day, you have an idea of actions that you can take that will get you there. It's so freaking simple, but literally, most people that I know that aren't successful but trying to become successful don't have an idea of the actions that they can take on any given day to create more success in their life. So simply breaking down your goals into smaller and smaller chunks is super powerful. And we have a worksheet that will really make that clear and easy and practical for you. We'll get to in one moment. But before I break down how this worksheet is going to bring so much clarity and empower you with exactly what you need to do to make progress and increase the success in your life, I need to reinforce how important this is. So you'll see all types of numbers thrown out there on data on these next two tips. You'll see varying numbers for this, but a lot of people are saying that you can quadruple. That means increase your productivity fourfold by literally writing a to-do list. If you don't do any planning on what to do with your day, a simple to-do list can quadruple the amount of results you get in a given day, right? And then if you want to take that to another level, then you mix it with prioritization in this thing called time blocking, which essentially means scheduling time for the things that are priorities. And then going back to the whole motivation thing, if you didn't do that properly, then you don't have a clear idea of your priorities. So make sure to know your priorities, know what's important to you. And then once you have that, you simply prioritize it in a list and schedule time for the most important actions you could take to making progress to those goals. And the thing is, you have tons of responsibilities and life stuff coming up. So how would you know what would be the best time to schedule this a week in advance or a few days in advance, that's fine. Even simply just putting your priorities on the calendar keeps your attention on it. It makes it multiple times more likely that you'll actually do it. And I change my schedule all the time, right? And fun fact, I throw film on my schedule every day from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. But almost any given day, I move that to a different time. But the fact that I have film on my schedule every day is making it so pretty much every single day I'm filming more content for this channel, for this course, and for everything else I'm doing. And now we're diving into a worksheet that's going to help clarify what is most important for you to create in your life in the next 5 years, 1 year, 3 months, 1 month. And then this right here, you want to make sure you do every single week because it will multiply the results that you get in any area of your life that's important to you. What are the 3 most important actions you can take this week to create the results you want to have in that area? If you ask yourself that every single week, you will multiply your success no matter where you're applying that. So there's a little more to it in this worksheet. Make sure to fill it out fully and properly. And next thing you know, if you start throwing these things on your schedule, blocking off time for these, really figuring out what is most important, what's going to create the most results, I mean, you're welcome in advance because you're about to see some massive success in your life. And once again, I cannot stress highly enough how important it is to put your priorities on your calendar. Even if you're unsure you can do it at that time, just make an effort to get it done at some point. And I'm telling you, if it's on your calendar, it's going to multiply how likely you are to actually taking those actions. And with that, this is the last area we're going to cover about the most important things I see that make or break people's success. And now we're finally going to dive into the most powerful communication skills I've ever learned. And when it comes to closing or any form of business, communication is absolutely critical. I mean, the people I work with tend to be more excited when they get started about objection handling and the stuff that was banned for being too powerful for humanity and how to present and how to find motives and all this kind of stuff. But really, when you're communicating at a high level, it multiplies the effectiveness of every other elite sales skill, and they won't even work at all. No matter what program you learn from, what skill, what method, if you don't know how to communicate well. So I'm super excited for you to learn these elite communication skills that will not only help you in business, but literally every relationship of your life. So see ya in the elite communication training.